Welcome to the NASCAR Race Preview Show, live from Bristol Dirt. Dale, we're here. I'm Garage Guy Chase.
Dale Tanhardt, greatest NASCAR bettor in the universe. It's just always a great time to be at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's one of the greatest sports facilities on this planet, I believe. It's truly the last great Coliseum. I know we got dirt. We got some debate on whether the dirt's good or bad. I'm big concrete Bristol guy, but I am excited considering what we saw in practice that we're going to see a good show on Sunday night.
Yeah, there's a lot of pointy tops here in Victory Lane. I'm actually observing Austin Dillon on the dirt as we speak. You can't see him, but I can. He is on the dirt. He's talking about dirt. It's just kind of dirty out here. Let's be real. It's dirt, baby. Happy Easter. That's literally what my eyes just saw on the track. But yeah, yesterday was super exciting. Practice in the Cup Series and the Truck Series. Just getting to see these cars get sideways. I think that's that one Dierks Bentley song. Going to get a little bit sideways. I don't know much about country, but I do know a little bit about Dierks.
I don't even know what song that is. So
yeah, it's gonna get a little
there's
bit
Ty
sideways.
Dillon right there, actually. There's Austin over there. Ty just walked by. But yeah, we're in here in the infield. What an experience this track is. No matter where you are. What?
There's Kubu right there. Kubu's about to go holler at Austin.
Oh, yeah,
say,
Kurt
get off my
Busch.
dirt, boy.
With the Jays. Looking
I wish
over.
you guys could see this, but you can't.
Yeah. Kurt Busch. You got drivers all over the place. They're trying to figure everything out. The track's been getting prepped. You'll probably see a vehicle pass us at some point as we get ready for truck heats, getting ready to get started. But by the time you see this, it'll all be over. Lineups will be set. So, without further ado, we're doing a lot of bullshit. Here comes Kurt, actually, walking.
We should just invite Kubu to the show.
If Kurt came up here, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be
cool. I don't think so. But
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't really know him like that, so I wouldn't want to just ask him. But I'd be like, hey, man, you want to come to the show?
Yeah. He's hiding from people, walking through this alley.
Kurt just walked through this alley.
Yeah.
Kurt, if you see this video, we watched you just walk through this alley.
Yeah, smart.
So
that was a smart
incognito
pathway
guy
to avoid all the people. There's a lot of people packing up in here. So
very smart.
Without further ado,
let's talk about some
bets. Let's talk some bets. So we did the racing space with NASCAR. You can go on NASCAR and NASCAR Nation to see the bets we talked about there. Listen to the recording. It's on NASCAR's Twitter profile, and the betting card that they put out for us is on NASCAR Nation's Twitter. Things have changed slightly since we've seen some practice time, so why don't you get started with your first play?
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Obviously, GarageGuysFantasySports.com. I got a couple more plugs. GarageGuysFantasySports.com. You're going to find everything about betting and DFS there. We'll have a betting article out. By the time you're watching this, it's there. DFS will drop on the day of the race, which will be on Sunday. So if you're watching this on Sunday, good news for you, the DFS article is there. So going into bets, I think the first thing that we got to talk about, the number one guy that I love this weekend, I actually got him thanks to a tip from you that you dropped yesterday on Twitter via the Garage Guys account. FanDuel fucked up real bad. They left everything up on the books during practice.
So fun, real quick. One guy DM'd me and said that they've been doing that.
Yeah, I saw that in the Discord.
People haven't noticed it. Yeah, so I had not noticed that
assholes
before.
for telling us because we're busy all the time. So it's okay. Everyone's busy. We get it. But we figured it out yesterday. Shout out to you for that. And I was able to grab Tyler Reddick at plus 1,400 on FanDuel Sportsbook. And after watching, let's go ahead and just say this much. We already knew that Tyler was going to be one of our plays probably this weekend just because of his dirt experience that he has, the background racing, California boy racing on the dirt. That's just how he does things. But this guy, I love to use the term rip top, okay? This guy was ripping some motherfucking top yesterday at this track. Some of the fastest lap averages, literally was top 5 in both practices. How can you bet against this guy? He hasn't had a NASCAR Cup Series win yet. And I feel like this is the weekend that he can make it happen with the 3-Chi number 8, Richard Childress Racing.
Yeah, no question about it. I missed the chrome number, but maybe the chrome number could have been some bad luck. The paint scheme still looks good overall.
Does chrome look good on dirt?
I think it would. I think it would look good on dirt. But
shiny dirt.
I think we've seen some bad luck issues with Tyler when he's run really well. Maybe the paint scheme can be all the difference in the world in finishing these races when he's really, really fast. So, yeah, I saw on FanDuel they had the odds up, so I tweeted out the link to my Action Network profile where you see all of my cut bets, same as him. We got the links on our bios to see our bets. Just click those links. And in this case, Tyler Reddick was left on the board after demonstrating very, very fast speeds, very fast laps, very fast averages. right behind us, ripping the top up against the wall back here. This is turn 3 and 4. Tyler Reddick was left up there at plus 1,400. And now, by the time you see this, he'll probably be plus 800, plus 900 on most books. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick plus 1,400. I still would grab him at plus 900.
Well, let me tell you this much right now. I know plus 900 is what a lot of people will probably flock to on DraftKings Sportsbook. But if you still go right now to FanDuel, from what I just
plus
recently
1,000.
saw, plus 1,000. That's where the value's at. They still sleeping on Red Dog. So don't you sleep on Red Dog.
Yeah, like we said, I mean, the vast dirt experience, the speed in the race car. He was one of the top guys we could see watching from this spot exactly, who was just ripping the top and passing everybody. And Kyle Larson was another one of those guys, and he ended up getting into the wall, got some damage, but Reddick kept it in one piece. I think he's got to be one of the guys to beat now for the dirt race on Sunday night. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, you can grab him at 10-1, 9-1. I would still do it. By the time you see this video, those odds will have shifted.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the last great Coliseum, as you can see right there. If Tyler Reddick was a gladiator, he would probably beat the shit out of lions and bears or whatever else you fought in an arena. Maybe another man. I don't know. Troy, we just compare him to Brad Pitt. Troy, we'll get him a wig.
He used to have the hair that looked kind of like Brad Pitt. So
Tyler Red Dog Troy.
Yeah. Brad Pitt, Red Dog. Brad Pitt's a Red Dog guy. That's
Brad
all
Dog.
I know. Brad
all
Dog.
right, so that's my first play. Obviously, that's a play that you have as well. What else you got in the bag for us?
So there's something that I feel like hasn't gotten a lot of attention. Matchup on DraftKings Sportsbook I saw. Brad Keselowski versus Kevin Harvick. I'm going to take Kevin Harvick plus 105 in that matchup. I think these are two guys that will probably struggle, but the big difference here is Brad has been in a substantially slower race car all year long, and he just makes so many unforced errors. Kevin Harvick is the exact opposite. And we saw Stuart Haas had some pretty good speed in their averages with guys like Cole Custer. Eric Almirola was kind of sporty. I think Chase Briscoe, with the times weren't there in the second practice, but I think those guys will figure it out, and he's going to figure it out. I think they were trying to work on diversifying their car and being able to run the bottom, the middle, and the top, rather than just be a guy that just runs the top the whole race. So it's going to be interesting with that dynamic. But you look at Kevin Harvick, he just doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
No.
Bottom line. And
takes his time.
The one mistake that he did make was at the road course, and the only time he typically makes mistakes is at road courses, and these newer road courses. So
not a fan
Kevin
of road.
Harvick typically keeps his car in one piece. To get him at plus odds against a guy that has struggled all year long for the most part, Brad Keselowski, with a new team, talk constantly about the growing pains that team is going to face with a partnership with Brad and Jack Roush mixing it up. Chris Buescher's been a little, very so-so, but Brad has struggled. So I think Brad will spin out, wreck, knock himself out of the race. I think Kevin Harvick will keep it in one piece and just hang around, finish in the top 20. So yeah. I'm going to take Harvick in that matchup at plus odds.
Brad's going to try too hard, I think, like you're saying.
Unforced errors. If you look at even throughout his career, even when he was with Penske and fast cars, he's just one of those guys that pushes a little too hard, makes a lot of unforced errors, and that's the whole reason why I would take Kevin Harvick in this matchup.
Yeah, Kez is a great video game guy. He's going to be hanging out with Zuckerberg and Elon in the metaverse, while Kevin Harvick is trying his best to get around the track, keep it clean, win races. So that's what it all boils down to. And it's a dirt team because Tony Stewart owns it. So shout out to that too. Love that bet. My next one, I'm going to dip into the top 5 market. Got to talk about a guy that we love. Shout out to Mississippi, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Got him at plus 300 for a top 5 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Currently plus 200 if you get over there immediately when you watch this video and get that, hammer it in. Ricky was another guy, great lap averages, rips top. He is just a dirt boy, like through and through. Since 6 years old, a wee little Ricky was in the micro sprint. He was in the car. He was whipping dirt in Mississippi, in the mud. All right, a lot of mud out here because of the rain. Dale's shoes prove it.
Yeah, we just talked to Ricky, and I'm a little disappointed. I didn't know he was born in Tennessee.
Yeah,
he's
he was born
a
in
Mississippi
Memphis.
guy, but yeah, he was technically born in Memphis. But
That
hey,
makes me relate to him more because, like, I'm from Louisiana.
yeah, you're like
on the line.
basically. You're basically Mississippi, but you're technically Louisiana.
Right.
He's technically Tennessee, but he's basically Mississippi. I don't fall into that category. I'm full-blown Mississippi.
You're a full-blown Scythian.
You can just tell by the hair. You can tell by the hair. That's all you need to know.
That's
Mississippi.
That's a
But yeah,
Scythian.
I like Ricky too, but continue.
Homo sapien. That's what we'll call it. Homo sapiens humans.
Homo sapien.
Homo sapien Mississippi human.
I think that could get tricky with the context. But,
Probably.
yeah.
Well, maybe you should read a science book.
Hey,
fuckers.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Science is key here. So fuck you.
Absolutely. And science proves that Ricky is good on dirt. Don't sleep on this bet like Vegas is sleeping on him. It was on this early this week on the action card. Like Dale said, you can check out both of our action profiles. We have all these bets in the show and more on there. The more is the key part, because there's some things we're not going to talk about here, because we want you to go download that app so we can make money to pay our damn bills. Help us feed ourselves with ramen and other shit. Thank you. That is Ricky Stenhouse Jr., top 5.
Yeah, and I like Ricky too. I want to see how the heats shake out tonight. See where he moves. If I honestly hope he kind of struggles and doesn't get a great run in the heats. That way he kind of drops back down to the 20s, and then that's when it's time to pounce, because he's going to be up there. He's going to find a way to get up there and race top 10, top 5, I think, throughout the night. So I'm a wait on that, but something I will not wait on, my next play here, Ross Chastain. I booked it at the beginning of the week at 35-1 plus 3,500 via DraftKings Sportsbook to win. He is still 3,500 to 1, or 3,500 on FanDuel, 35-1, whatever you want to call it. But on other books, he has shifted. I don't know what they saw. I know he wasn't ripping the top. He was another guy that was kind of playing with different lines, trying to figure out what he felt comfortable.
Big number.
He has now moved to 50-1 plus 5,000 on the majority of the sports books, which is crazy. Yeah, and we talked about it in the media center. He's got considerable lap averages, man. Like, this is a guy that's been running top 5 all year, if you exclude the first 2 races where he had accidents. 5 out of his last 6 in the top 5. 4 top 3s and 1 win. This is just a guy and a team that's just figured it out, man, and they seem to continue to figure out. He started 27th at Martinsville and finished 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was at a race where track position was everything.
Yeah.
You could not pass.
The race off pit road, baby.
He was one of the few guys that could pass and worked his way up. These guys are just on a roll on just figuring it all out. So now it's at 50-1. By the time you see this, we'll see how the heats go, where everybody will qualify. Could change and go back to 30-1 or 20-1. So I'm still on Chastain, man, at 50-1 right now.
My God, that's where I'm going to have to hammer it.
Put a $5 bill on that, and you're just not going to hurt yourself. And I think top 5 is up to like 800. Top 3 is plus 1,200.
Just hammer them all. Just Chastain in general. It sounds
it's so weird because you want to say that he struggled when you don't see him passing cars like you see Reddick and Larson and Bell doing. But one thing about these top guys is the margin of error is like this.
Right.
And I've talked to a lot of people around here in the garage that think just like a surprise non-dirt guy will win like Logano did last year.
Exactly.
Because the margin of error is so critical on this top line. If you got guys like Ricky and Bell and Larson and Reddick, all it takes is one little thump on that wall. You break that independent rear suspension, you're coming to the pits, and you're done. You're going to get lapped 2 or 3 times. That's my concern with the top guys. Ross Chastain wasn't running the top as much as he was running the middle, running the bottom. So, I don't know.
That was a good word.
Crazy.
We're going to use that.
Yeah.
That's the Chastain.
I've been talking a lot today. I'm starting to get
battle cry.
I'm starting to get worn out with my tongue and
your mouth's all fucked
my vocal cords. Yeah, a little bit. So.
Esophagus all twisted. No, I love it. And like we said, we talked about it on the space yesterday. Oh, there's a dozer. Hope y'all can see that. If not, sorry. But there's a dozer with Easter bunnies on it.
I think Mike Harmon's driving one.
So, yeah, Ross Chastain would drive one of those right now.
Ross might be in one right now.
He may, because he's always at the track, and that's the one thing that I love about Ross the most, is he is literally always in the building. You talked to him earlier today, just lurking around, just trying to be here. He wants to just embrace the dirt. He wants to embrace wherever he's at, not just dirt, but every track, every week. That is a winner. That's a winning mentality right there. That's why I love that bet. So, love that you shook that out there. Hope you guys get that extreme value. My next bet that I have, third bet, going to go ahead and just come out and say it. He was on the track earlier. I saw him. Austin Dillon, top 10, plus 130. This has a lot to do with momentum, but this also has to do with the fact that I did like a little bit of what I saw yesterday. I feel like if he does a decent run in the heats, he can maybe work his way in and out. He'll probably be a little more careful. You just got to hope for the best that somebody else doesn't turn in front of him and he wrecks out. But the main thing here is I feel like Austin is cool and calm and calculated, coming off of the momentum from Martinsville, even though our guy Mike Bagley doesn't think momentum exists. I think on dirt, anything is possible.
I still love that take. I really do.
It really is. I mean, and we saw it in all. Maybe it's just a Richmond thing, but we saw it 100%. But I think that with the energy from RCR right now, with Tyler, this is probably going to push Austin to be like, all right, I got to be on my A game. I got to be on my shit. I'm holding it down right now. He knows that this is Tyler's playground. That's what he's here for. I think RCR has a really great day on Sunday night, and I'm all for it. So Austin Dillon's kind of a little more of a gut boy pick, maybe, whatever. Plus 130 for a top 10. Roll the dice.
Yeah, my final play, I haven't put it on Action Network yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up here soon. Kyle Larson plus 600. He dropped from 500 to 600 on the majority of the books. I just keep it simple, man. This guy was unbelievable in practice. Even if they had to go to a backup car, which I haven't found out if they did or not. No cars were going through inspection earlier, but Kyle Larson, 6-1. I think after the heats, you could watch him shrink to 4-1, 450, plus 450 in that range. The guy was just unbelievable in practice. It was so fun watching him. There was no one that passed more cars than Kyle Larson, more good cars than Kyle Larson, just constantly ripping the top. Like I said, the margin of error is the one thing that scares me about these top guys, but to me, it seems like the top is going to be the line that matters when it comes to showing the most speed and winning this race on Sunday night. Keep it simple. I know he's a favorite. I really hadn't bet on him much this year, except for last week at Martinsville.
Yep.
And he hurt me. But his pit crew cannot hurt him, or his inability to not speed on pit road cannot hurt him this time because controlled pit stops. Everybody remember that. You cannot gain or lose track position on pit road. Because that's how dirt works. I hate it, but it makes sense with dirt. So Kyle Larson, keep it simple, plus 600 I think might be the best price you could grab him at after the heats.
Yeah, that's never a bad bet. I mean, he is the dirt god himself. I mean, it is what it is. We watched him yesterday. I guess my only other concern is probably the same as you, just like getting into the wall, really just pushing it to the limit and getting that going. So the value, maybe not as much there. But my last play that I have is another to-win bet as well. This is one that I had early, and we'll cap it on this. Kyle Busch plus 1,600. I want to say he's still plus 1,600 on FanDuel Sportsbook right now to win. The lap averages weren't really 100% there. He did finish both practices in the top 3. I think that is something to note. He was all over the track. I feel like this is one of those moments where Joey Logano is a big name in the sport. He won the inaugural dirt race last year. Now it's the second time that they're doing the dirt race. Kyle Busch wants it as well. Anytime NASCAR is doing something different or anytime something new is introduced to the sport, Kyle Busch wants to be known as the guy. And that's because he has been the guy, especially at Bristol on concrete or on asphalt, whatever you want to call it. He's been that dude. So it only makes sense for him to want to push it to the limit. He's had a little bit more dirt experience this year, running with his son, doing things like that. I feel like maybe somewhere deep down seated, he's got way too much pride. He'll never come out and say, oh yeah, I've been doing this all for Bristol Dirt, because he likes to talk that shit. But I really think deep down somewhere, he wants this one really bad. I'm going all in on it this weekend. Kyle Busch, I'm going to go against my own word and say that I thought he was done, washed, whatever. Well, I think that this is a place where he might could get it done and get that win for Joe Gibbs Racing. Be the second one of the season. So
yeah, one interesting thing when we were watching just everybody's lines and practice, they had a lot of practice time. Kyle was experimenting everywhere, and that could be a reason why lap times didn't show up on averages, because a lot of guys were just playing with every single line, just trying to figure out what works. And we actually talked to Ricky. He was talking about how he's trying to get his car to be more versatile, to be able to run all 3 lanes and not just be dedicated to the top. So I wouldn't panic about the practice times for Kyle Busch when it comes to the averages at this moment. I think he'll be in contention. I think he'll be up there. So I don't hate the pick. We'll see how the heats go. And be sure to keep following us. Keep a tab on Garage Guys on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Garage Guy Chase, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Dale Tanhardt, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all on the same platforms, and obviously you'll see this on YouTube. So please like, share, subscribe, all that shit, you know, yada, yada, yada. But just keep a tab on us for all of our picks. Action Network is where you will see all the detailed unit allocations. I got truck picks to give here soon. It's Truck Night in America. Can't forget about Truck Night in America, baby. So there's all the plugs I have, and hopefully we'll all cash and win some big money this weekend.
Hey, man, that was beautiful. Cars are on the track. It's time to get fucking dirty as shit. Let's do it. Cheers. It's dirt. Dirt.
It's dirt. It's dirt.
That's dirt, baby. Let's get it.
Dirt time, dirt. It's dirt track, dirt time. I don't have the outro.
This is supposed to be an outro?
This is the outro.
This outro sucks. And so does dirt.
Yeah, it sucks.
I like dirt.
Until I start, I can't find the file on my computer, so it's dirt. Thanks for watching our show, Dirt. Yeah.